Okay, we have cars that will move. We have a track that works. We have cars that will crash and catch on fire. Now we want to make it so that if we make it all the way around the track, that we go to a new course, kind of like a new level. It's pretty easy to do, but up until this point, every time we've worked with a sprite, what we write here only affects that sprite. So if the sprite does something, it changes itself, not another element in the game. Now we have to change, when the sprite does something, we have to change the track. So there's a new little tool, it's called a broadcast. It sends out a signal when a sprite does something to all the other elements in the game. And then they can use that to change something about another sprite or background. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to work with the blue car right now. And it's called a broadcast. So I'm going to come in here and find broadcast and drag it out. And I click in here. It doesn't have a broadcast yet, so I'm going to make one. So I'm just going to call this broadcast track 2, because that's what I want to change to. And I'll click OK. There's really not much I can do here now yet, so I'm going to switch over and make a new track. Go over to my stage, backgrounds, and edit. Oh, sorry, I don't want edit. I want copy. Makes a new track. The one thing I want to make sure is that, remember, the cars are always going to start over right here. We did that in our previous scripts. So when I make my track, I got to make sure I make a track that starts there so our cars have a place to start. I'm going to edit this. Sorry, cancel. And now I want to just delete this whole track. Just trying to do this the quickest way possible so you can see. And I'm going to do just a really quick track here today. Click on my pencil, go with gray, and really big again. And this looks like about where my cars are going to start from every time. I'm actually going to make that area a little bigger, just make sure I get it. And then I'm going to make my track a little bit more challenging this time. So that'll be good. Quick fill it in with green. I'll try to get that same color green. Oh, that's too dark. Go up one. That looks about right. Okay, so there's my new track. And I'll click OK. And at this point, I'm going to go over to scripts. Now, when the blue car sends out a signal, I'm going to take it. When I receive the track 2 signal, I want the track to do something. Okay? I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I'm going to be on this one. Scripts. When I receive track 2, I want it to change the way it looks. So I want it to switch to a new background. And this background 2 when it receives a signal. Now we got to go back to our sprite. Now we want it to broadcast. From here, what's going to make it broadcast? Well, the thing that's going to make it broadcast is that little blue finish line that we were at before. So let's get back to this one. So I'm going to go to sensing and touching color and back up to controls and find an if. And I'll plug this in there. So now I got if touching color change to track 2. Click on this. I got to get the blue for my finish line. Got it. And now I can pop it in here. I got to make sure I don't get it inside the other if statement. And I did. I think we might work now. I'm going to try to see if I can drive this car while holding the microphone. Okay, let's try to turn him around. Oh, I'm on the blue one. Ah! Okay, let's see if it hits the blue line, what happens? And we switch to another track. Okay, pretty cool, and you can do this as many times as you want. Just every time you just change the color of your finish line and the name of your track. There's other things you can do with this. Some of you are making other obstacles, making different things happen. Like if the two cars bump, they both crash and go back. At this point, if you can make it go to another track, that's great. And then you can add anything you want to this to make it more interesting, more difficult, more whatever it is you find interesting. Take care, have fun.